So continuing on the theme of investment, in July 99.
The first major financing round.
Yeah, so one of these sort of first arrivals of PayPal on the scene, other than the parties that we've thrown, was this infamous, or maybe famous, Bucks lunch at Bucks. And what happened there?
We just closed the venture round with Nokia Ventures because we were building this Palm Pilot product.
Right. So Nokia guys were going to actually beam the money. So the first product had this beaming functionality where two Palm Pilots with the IR ports could sort of face each other. You type in your PIN, type in the amount, hit enter, and 30 seconds later, because IR is really slow as it is implemented in the Palm, the money would actually migrate from my Palm Pilot to your Palm Pilot. Cryptographically secure, signed, verifiable, unbreakable, what consumers need today. It's definitely not as easy to reach into your pocket and pull out $5, but we thought that was not a good deterrent. So
it's a little bit harder, but yeah.
Well, sarcasm. Anyway, so we go to Bucks, and we decided we're going to beam the money, because it'd be really cool to have our venture capitalists actually use our own product to give us the money. So I was extremely keen on having a fully functional prototype. So we clearly weren't going to actually make the product function exactly as it had to, but I really wanted a prototype that didn't just say, clearly you could fake it up and just have like a little screen on a Palm Pilot go, yes, money's been transferred, but that would, that wouldn't be engineering. That would be fake. That would be marketing. So,
I teach marketing.
Sorry. Well, I've decided that marketing's okay now. For a while, I thought it was not. But at the time, I was not thinking that. Anyway, so engineering way would be to actually have it work, to have the signatures work, to have the keys properly distributed, cryptographically secure. So for about 3 months, the three of us, Russ, Yupan, and I, were coding like mad all these things. The software for the Palm Pilot, the software for the server side, the software for the Windows side, lots and lots of code, maybe 100,000 lines of code. 3 nights before the beaming at Bucks, as the event was called.
Which is this restaurant in Woodside.
Yeah, so sorry, for those of you who are not in the Silicon Valley,
it's a cafe in Woodside where there are a lot of venture capitalists who hang out.
It's far more, anyway, there's less to it than it sounds, but it's a cool place. The PayPal side of the story was not so much in Bucks, at least not for me, and I'll tell you in a second why that's true too. So 3 days before the event, I'm basically doing the roll call, is everybody ready? Russ is like, yeah, I've been ready for 3 days. I've been ready for about 3 days. Yupan says, yeah, I'm pretty much ready, but I just need to compile. So, so this guy has been coding for 3 months, never compiled his code. 3 days before, so for those of you who don't know what compile means, basically try it, not even if it works, but try if it actually makes sense what he's coded so far. So of course we try to compile. He has something like 1,000 errors. And from that point on, the insane mad rush to the Bucks beaming begins. The three of us did not sleep at all. Yupan was basically near catatonic by the end of the 3rd day. None of us had slept. None of us had done anything but sit in the office, stare at the screen, just try to figure out what's wrong. By the night T-1, we realized that we basically had to rewrite a very large component because the IR was not working. The way it was not working, it was not secure. And of course, anybody but PayPal would say, oh, screw it, not secure. Well, TV crews are not going to know if it's secure or not. But we had to have it right. So we'd rewritten it. 8:15 in the morning. Both Russ and Yupan were basically passing out on the chairs. The software was written. We had exactly 2 copies that actually were working, because at a certain point we stopped using version control. We were just hacking code. So we had 2 Palm Pilots that actually functioned, 2 exact copies, and then 2 more to receive the money. We tested it about 10 times, and we figured, that's it. Actually, I marked the Palm Pilots physically with 1 and 2. If 1 had failed, we'd go to 2, and if 2 had failed, we're screwed. Then we'd have to fake it. And it was really for real. I kid you not. It was a real encrypted transaction. At which point, there was the beaming was set to be at 9 a.m. And I was basically dressed like this, but much sweatier and much smellier. So I dashed back home, certainly didn't shower, changed into something far more decent, or maybe like this. Drove to Bucks, was about 5 minutes late. There were 9 TV crews there. Peter, very, very nervous Peter, looking for me. So, where are you?
You're always late.
I'm always late. And Anyway, so I show up there, like, yes, it's done. So Bucks is this insane collection of paraphernalia from, it's Americana galore. It's very much worth going there to check it out. It's sort of pretty crazy. Things like cowboy hats hang from the ceiling and the sort of a 1/10 scale Statue of Liberty with an ice cream cone instead of the torch stands in the corner. It's really kind of an interesting place. The guy who owns it, James, has been around for a very long time, and he's got pictures of him on the walls with anyone from, you know, Yitzhak Rabin to, I don't know, George Bush. He's really been around. He knows a lot of people. He's a staple at every Silicon Valley party. Anyway, so from that point on, Peter gets the Palm Pilot, the beaming occurs, hitch-free, everything works, beautiful.
Max was asleep in the chair.
Yes, so I don't remember anything. I woke up with my face in a plate because I was so tired, and everyone was gone. So this guy ditched me.
Well, the press people, of course, asked immediately, well, can we do that again and get the cameras to really show it this time, which, of course, was not possible because the beaming had been secured, the money was transferred. But that was the first question. But it was a phenomenally successful event. And one of the things that is always tricky in these businesses, you need to somehow get them on the map. And it was a phenomenal way of breaking through the clutter. You know, $3 million, Palm Pilots, breakfast at Bucks. It was actually a technology story that sort of made sense. And it got written up a number of papers, a number of press coverage. And at that point, on the investor side, people just started banging down the door. And I remember and it ranged from sort of the very respectable to the seemingly sketchy, and then the seemingly respectable but really sketchy. I remember the classic example, the second type, was about a month later. We were still in this 1,000 square foot office. We had about a dozen people about 15 people working at the company in a 1,000 square foot office off University Avenue in Palo Alto. And this delegation from Japan showed up. And there was 6 Japanese businessmen, suits and ties, and we'd like to form a relationship with your company. And we read about you in the newspaper, and we'd like to invest. And over the next 3-4 months, it was this iterative process. I remember flying to Tokyo a few months later, and one of our Japanese advisors told us, yes, you know, Hikari Tsushin, they're a very aggressive company. Many people in Japan do not like them. And I thought, you know, that's great. We want people who are aggressive and will be able to move quickly. And 2 months later, as we were ready to close another round, they called me up at midnight and said, one of them told me, I've been given orders from Tokyo. I must invest $20 million in your company. And I said, well, we can't really take any of your money right now, but can we invest $500,000? And it was really, really crazy. Although a few months later, we figured out that they were actually a front organization for organized crime in Japan. So, which of course had been warned very clearly by our Japanese advisor. Although there was a slight translation problem, we didn't quite catch it.